GTA 6 just got delayed again, and I know that this is going to frustrate some people. We're going to talk about it for a few minutes. It's been a while since I've talked about Rockstar and GTA and Red Dead and things like that, but I do talk about them on this channel. I am a variety-based channel, so if this is your first impression of me, I hope it's a good one, and I hope you'll check my channel out. I would appreciate that. Now, here's the thing with GTA 6. It has been delayed multiple times now. The CEO, actually Strauss Zelnick, had said, before it was even delayed, that he was actually confident about it coming out in fall of 2025. And then, of course, as well, it got delayed to May of 2026. And a lot of people thought, oh, well, okay, that kind of sucks. But hey, it gives them more time to make the game better. It's actually getting pushed back all the way to November 19th of 2026 now. They did apologize for it, but I know to a lot of people that doesn't matter, like if you apologize or not. For me, though, this is very interesting to see what they are doing. And I do personally wonder if more is going on behind the scenes with Take Two and Rockstar than people know, which are affecting things. Now, it is possible that they're not affecting this game, but a lot has been happening with Take Two above Rockstar recently that I'm also going to cover for a couple minutes today. If you do enjoy this video, you want to leave a like, subscribe, I appreciate that very much. Like I said, I do a lot of variety content. Your support means a lot to me. And I do have a question of the day for you, which helps me get to know you and your opinions more. I believe I asked this last time, but I want to ask it again. What do you think in general about video game or movie delays, or just media delays in general? Like, I understand getting annoyed about them, and people have every right to say, hey, you made a statement, you made a commitment here, it didn't happen, that is annoying. However, I think back to some of my favorite games like Fallout New Vegas, which I've talked about on my JayRPG channel, and that game is amazing to me, but holy cow, I think it could have used another year. It could have used delays and more time to add in more content and fix problems it had. And so for me, I'm kind of looking at this situation the same way. This is a weird time in gaming. We're moving more and more towards owning nothing as a consumer, being happy about it, and being upset with people who complain about it. I've noticed that as well with the talk around physical games and Game Pass and all of that stuff. This very well could be the last on-disc GTA game. Now, that might mean nothing to some of you. To me, though, I would like that 1.0 build to be as good as possible. If this delay leads to that, if this delay leads to a better launch day build of GTA 6, I'm okay with that. Personally, I'm all right with that. I get why people aren't, but that to me, in my game preservationist stance, is kind of why I'm okay with it. But I'm not exactly sure if that's the real reason why this is happening. There is a lot of stuff going on at Take Two that's very, very weird. At best, it is grossly negligent, and at worst, it is malicious, in my opinion, I should say. Because just the other week, Take Two actually fired dozens of their employees, and you gotta remember, Take Two is above Rockstar in this pyramid. And they said that there was gross misconduct going on, and that's why they fired them. And then after they were getting a lot of shit for it, they later came out and said, oh, well, those people were leaking confidential information in a public forum. And so a lot of people were like, oh, okay, yeah, like all this NDAs and stuff, it's pretty strict, but, you're working on GTA 6 or any of these other games that are really huge with Take Two, Rockstar, all of these companies around them. Well, of course you can't be leaking stuff, right? I mean, that could damage the game. It could cost millions of dollars, all of these different things, right? But what becomes weird about it is then information came out that actually these employees claimed they were fired because they were in online chats about organizing a union for workers' rights. Now, you can think whatever you want about unions. I'm not here to politically sway people one way or the other, and personally, I'm not really a hardliner on either side. I'm not centrist either. I have my opinions. There are positives to unions. I think without them, you would not have a lot of workers' rights. Have there been negatives with unions before in certain areas? Yeah, I mean, it would be idiotic to claim that there's never been a negative. But in general, this comes off looking like just union busting, which essentially is like the idea of You are trying to fire people systematically to prevent them from unionizing so that you don't have to give workers more rights or more money or more anything. And if it was from some tiny company, would it look malicious? Yeah, it would look shitty. But the fact that Take-Two had reported $1.96 billion in their best second quarter of company history recently, with NBA 2K26, Mafia: The Old Country, Borderlands 4, and GTA 5 still selling, by the way. This comes off even worse. Like, it comes off like a really bad look. And so to me, with that news coming out and then this delay, like, I was someone who, back when the first delay happened, I said that personally, I would expect more delays. You know, I don't remember if I said it in the video or if I just said it to friends, so I'm probably going to come off like a poser if I didn't say it in the video. But I remember saying, I don't think that this is really going to stop being delayed for a bit, but I didn't think it would be because of company drama and problems. And to me, it's looking a little bit like everything going on with Take-Two, everything going on with Rockstar, and the push towards Take-Two really, really wanting live service income. You know, they've pretty much ruined NBA for that, in my opinion, which I used to really enjoy. I think that between them pushing what is going to be the next GTA Online component, which will probably be tied to GTA 6, it probably will not be an update for the existing GTA Online, between what's going on at Take-Two with the firings, between what's going on with the games industry of pushing more towards lack of ownership, and also as well the push for generative AI, which I do think could end up replacing a lot of jobs in this industry, with even like Square Enix right now. They said that they wanted to replace something like 60 to 70% of their quality assurance testing with bots, with AI, by like the end of 2027. There is a lot riding on GTA 6. Like, do I think that the entire video game industry is going to become a total hellscape? Everything's made out of AI, nothing's on disc, you own nothing, you have to go to Game Pass for everything. No, I don't think like we're heading towards Armageddon here with the video games industry. But I do think things have gotten worse in terms of consumer ownership, consumer rights, quality assurance testing, actually trying to have a really decent launch build. I think that those things over the last decade, maybe two, have all gotten consistently worse. And so for me, if this delay, despite everything going on, if it does ultimately lead to a net positive of a better game at launch, and then a better game long term, like even if you're looking at GTA 6 and the new Grand Theft Auto Online, even if you're looking at that as a service-based thing, and you're looking at how GTA Online launched for GTA 5, I was there on launch day for GTA Online. I played that game. There was jack shit to do. There was some driving around, there was robbing some stores, punching your friends, a few jobs. There was like nothing. It was a wasteland. It was boring at launch. And it took a long time for GTA Online to get to where it is today, where it's actually a really fun game. You know, is it microtransaction-y? Does it have a push to want you to buy shark cards and stuff like that? And does that make Take-Two and Rockstar a ton of money? Yes. We also know that's probably why they focused on that over doing something like the GTA single-player expansion about like Agent Trevor. I know recently news came out that it also supposedly would have affected the development of Red Dead Redemption 2, but I personally maintain I really think a lot of that focus remained on their service-based stuff because of those shark cards making money. Yes, like we can acknowledge all of those things, but even if you're someone who doesn't care about like the 1.0 build of GTA 6, it's starting as good as possible, also with the online component that we know pretty much is going to be coming, is going to lead to a better thing long term, even looking at it as a service. If you start your service in a garbage place, it's going to take you a lot longer to get to a good place than to get to an amazing place years later. If they start at a good place already, it's a net win for everybody, and then it can get even better, even if you don't care about it being amazing at launch. That's kind of how I see this. I've got a lot of games that I want to play in the meantime. I'm doing a lot of things in the meantime. I have other hobbies. I also totally respect and understand the people annoyed with this, and I understand the people who maybe don't play as many games as me, not a dig, who like, this was one of their big things, and they didn't have a lot to look forward to in 2026. I get it. But for me, if it leads to a net positive, that's what I'm hopeful for, and I really hope Take-Two gets its act together, because firing people over like what looks like unionizing and then leading to protesting and stuff in front of their offices and everything, it's a bad look. Yes, most consumers won't care. Most won't look at that stuff. But like, for a business, that's a very bad look. And if you cannot provide good working conditions and good salary, good all of this stuff for your workers, it can lead to worse products in the end anyways. So even in that regard, that would be bad for everybody. So I hope they get their act together. I hope that this is actually just being delayed for polish like they said. I don't fully buy it. I think that's part of it, but we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like I said, I would love to see you on this channel more often. I appreciate you very much. If you want to support my channel, I do also like multiplayer games as well and things like that. I have a Fortnite creator code, which is DJAY123. And we have our own store, cosmobunny.shop, where we make one-of-a-kind items for one-of-a-kind people like you. Some of your favorite interests are probably at least mentioned, because what we do is we make coasters, keychains, trays, and more out of damaged books that essentially are not able to be sold. We are able to save parts of those, turn them into something new using resin by making resin coasters, keychains, trays, and more. And then we recycle the rest, and you can use code DJAY123 over there as well for 10% off your first order. Have a fantastic day, and as always, everyone, stay shui.